This is the Pushback Network, and today we are sounding the alarm yet again. Donald Trump has crossed another line, not with debate, not with policy, but with raw, naked authoritarianism. He has declared by fiat that anyone who burns an American flag must be thrown in prison for a year. No debate in Congress, no vote, no court ruling. Just Trump, barking orders like a strongman dictator. And everyone is supposed to acquiesce? He knows his Republican Congress lapdogs in both the Senate and House of Representatives will do just that. But what about the rest of us? What about the rest of America? How can one man control what used to be such a great political party to the point that no one in the party these days dare to raise their voice against him, not to talk of challenging him? Let's be absolutely clear. This is unconstitutional. The Supreme Court has already ruled, again and again, that burning the flag is protected speech under the First Amendment. Whether you find it offensive or patriotic, the law of the land is crystal clear. Trump cannot rewrite the Constitution with a post on social media. But that's exactly what he's trying to do. Let's break this down. First, he tries to overrule the Supreme Court with the stroke of his keyboard. That's not just unconstitutional, it's the essence of dictatorship. Second, he is inventing crimes out of thin air. Only Congress can pass laws. The president cannot simply announce a new crime into existence. And third, Trump goes even further. He dictates the punishment. 1 year in prison, no exceptions, no judges, no juries. He has made himself police, prosecutor, judge, and jailer, all rolled into one. That is not democracy. That is despotism.
Flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech, but there's another reason which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. Because what happens when you burn a flag is the area goes crazy. If you have hundreds of people, they go crazy. You can do other things. You can burn this piece of paper. You can, but when you burn the American flag, it incites riots at levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy. In a way, both ways. There are some that are going crazy for doing it. There are others that are angry about them doing it. Do you want to discuss that?
Sure. So what the executive order does, sir, it charges your Department of Justice with investigating instances of flag burning, and then where there's evidence of criminal activity, where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, and instructs the Department of Justice to prosecute those who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, you get, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they use that language.
Yep, I'm being detained because I expressed my First Amendment right to burn the United States flag in public, not causing harm or causing any danger to any citizens or personnel in the area. Do this for every single one of you American citizens. We burn this flag in protest to that president who feels that it's his right to do whatever he wants, make whatever law he wants, regardless if it's legal or illegal. It is our First Amendment right to burn this flag, regardless of what the president says. Yes, remember your oath.
But he doesn't stop there. He has directed ICE, Border Patrol, the military, and local police to enforce his illegal decree. ICE? What jurisdiction do immigration agents have over peaceful protest in American cities? None. Yet Trump wants every badge and every gun in America to become his personal militia. He's not upholding the law. He's shredding it. He's erasing the line between civilian life and military power, violating the Posse Comitatus Act, violating centuries of American tradition. This is the language of tyranny. I am the law. I decide what's legal. I decide who goes to prison. That is not how America works. That is not how democracy survives. And let's widen the lens. This isn't about patriotism. This is about silencing dissent. The same Trump who wants to jail you for burning a piece of cloth is also pushing broadcasters off the air if they criticize him. He leaned on the FCC to muzzle comedians like Jimmy Kimmel. He bullied networks into sidelining Colbert, Fallon, Meyers. He talks tough about free speech when it suits him, but in practice, he is crushing it.
President Trump took to social media to rail against Kimmel's return and issue a threat to ABC. The president posted in part, quote, "The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Kimmel is yet another arm of the DNC, and to the best of my knowledge, that would be a major illegal campaign contribution. I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative."
Well, the last time they gave $16 billion, there were attorneys on both sides saying this could go either way. Nobody would say that banning a late-night host or trying to ban a late-night host actually would again be a proper way to go forward.
He's using government power to shut down voices. This is beyond McCarthyism. Joe McCarthy was a senator, waving papers and ruining lives with hearings. But he wasn't president. Trump is, and that makes his abuse of power infinitely more dangerous. Now pause, because this is the moment you need to understand. This is not politics as usual. This is the authoritarian playbook. And if we do not resist, democracy will collapse. Here is the call to action, and it comes from the Pushback Network. Right now, we need you. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Speak out, share the truth, support independent media that refuses to bow down to Trump's intimidation. Subscribe, donate, volunteer, protest, vote. Whatever you can do it, because every voice matters. Every act of resistance matters. This is the line in the sand. Pushback Network. And to those in uniform, to law enforcement, to the military, the Constitution is not a suggestion. It is your oath. You swore allegiance not to Donald Trump, but to the rule of law. Arresting someone for burning a flag is illegal. Following an unlawful order is a betrayal of that oath. You cannot hide behind excuses. If you cannot uphold the Constitution, you do not belong in uniform. Trump wants you to believe he is untouchable, that his word is law, that every institution bends to him. But that is a lie. His power is fragile. It only holds if we submit, if we stay silent. History teaches us the cost of silence. Democracies do not collapse in a single day. They are dismantled piece by piece. A decree here, an unlawful arrest there, a critic silenced, a protest crushed, until one day, freedom is gone. Trump has declared war on the First Amendment. He has crowned himself ruler above the law. He has twisted patriotism into a weapon against the people, and he will not stop unless we stop him. This is the fight of our lifetime. Support those on the front lines, in courtrooms, in newsrooms, in classrooms. Support independent journalists who call Trump what he is, a tyrant in the making. Support activists who march, who organize, who risk arrest to keep freedom alive. Support each other. Democracy does not sustain itself. It lives or dies with us. So here is the final call from the Pushback Network. Rise up. Refuse to comply with illegal orders. Reject Trump's authoritarian decrees. Protect the Constitution. Defend free speech, even when you disagree with it, because this is not just about politics, it's about America itself. Pushback Network. We cannot wait. We cannot waver. The choice is now. Stand on the side of democracy or watch it die under Trump's boot. Pushback Network.
I think he's just the worst thing that has happened to your country and to the world, and a threat to all of us, threat to democracy.
As President Donald Trump spends time on his golf courses on Saturday and Sunday, hundreds of people, perhaps thousands, are protesting across Scotland his presence here in his mother's homeland.
Trump is not welcome.
America was our ally for so long. We relied on America so much. Now it's an embarrassment.
I think there's a foul smell in Scotland right now. But I grew up in America, so I have a keen interest in what's going on there, and my children are there, and I fear for them, I worry for them, and the rise of the right and the things that are going down.
As protests like this disperse across Scotland, President Trump is staying on, golfing on Saturday, golfing on Sunday, also mixing in some trade talks with the British Prime Minister and the head of the European Union. He'll be here in Scotland until Tuesday before he heads back to Washington.
The people are the last defense, and we are many. He is one. Together we will resist. Together we will prevail. Together we will keep America free. This is the Pushback Network, and we will never, ever back down. Pushback Network.